To the panelists joining us on the broadcast, Mr. R.P. Singh is the spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Pooja Tripathi, the spokesperson of the Congress Party, Varun Singh, who is a political analyst, and Anand Mishra, who is the political editor at the Herald Deccan, is also joining us on the broadcast. Let me come straight to you, Dr. Pooja. Let me quote from the letter which has been written today. The decisions were being taken by Shri Rahul Gandhi, or worse, his security guards and PAs. That's the scathing allegation a veteran Congress leader has made in his resignation. What does the Congress Party really have to say?
Very unfortunate that someone as senior leader as Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, who was associated with us for 42 long years, with 35 years being the General Secretary, 5 years being the Chief Minister of a state, and 24 years as a Central Minister.
Yeah.
Decides to leave party exactly when the party is trying to revive itself and has given a clarion call for the biggest political mass movement in the form of Bharat Jodo, against the backbreaking inflation, against the soaring high unemployment, the erosion of social fabric, everything. And there's a Mehngai Bachao rally on, there's a Mehngai rally on 4th of September. There are massive press conferences at 32 locations all across the country, exactly at the time when Congress has hit the street, is building its organizational capacity. Mr. Azad has called it quits.
Pooja, two points, and then you can proceed to make your arguments. Is this a reflection on the Congress Party if a leader who has been with you for over 5 decades decides to leave in the manner that Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad has left? And if this is just about the timing or the manner in which Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad has said, the list is very, very long of the top Congress leaders who have quit the Congress Party. I don't want to read them one after the other. But from a Jyotiraditya Scindia to a Kapil Sibal to an Alpesh Thakur to a Sushmita Dev, the list is endless. I don't think the Congress Party can really hide behind this entire thing of, oh, look at the timing. Oh, this is the time to stand behind the ideology. The likes of Mr. Sunil Jakar, who have been with the Congress Party for generations, are calling it quits and citing the same reasons, that a coterie is running the Congress Party.
See, party is in transition for sure. Party is in dire straits for sure. And this is the time when, this is the challenge that the political spectrum and the national discourse has thrown to us. You say that we have lost 2 general elections and 39 Vidhan Sabha elections. My question is, what were you doing? You were in the CWC probably more than Mrs. Gandhi herself. And when you say that the decision-making body is a coterie, when you are taking the decision, you call yourself the core group or the consultative committee of Mrs. Gandhi. But when there's a party that's going in transition, when the fresh blood is infused, when, you know, the decision-making power undergoes an overhaul, you call it coterie. It's so convenient to say this. You know, it's very convenient when you're enjoying the perks, privileges, and power that comes with being in the power. If the point is, you cannot stay without power. That's the whole sense of the argument.
Would you say the same thing about the Sushmita Dev as well, who was very close to the first family, in fact very close to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi? Why did she call quits? Was she also hungry for power?
Mr. Scindia beats Ms. Dev. Ms. Dev was the youngest chief of All India Mahila Congress, and that position was given to her by the party. And that's what I'm saying. When the party is undergoing the biggest overhaul, when the national discourse is throwing a challenge for us, when we are not only trying to revive our organizational structure and trying to uphold the secular fabric and the social fabric, trying to fight for the pro-people agenda.
Pooja, before I go to Mr. R.P. Singh, do you think that if so many leaders, and these are veteran leaders who have spent decades and perhaps have a lesson or two to teach all of us in politics, if all of them are saying the same things, there is a need for introspection within the Congress Party, and that introspection has not happened. You have the veteran leaders saying that your organizational democracy is a sham. This is not BJP making it for you. This is your own leaders talking. Where is the space for introspection within the Congress Party?
These leaders were the part of CWC. CWC is a democratic body. They were part of CWC. Why did not they raise the point then? The point is, you know, it's very convenient. We are out of power. We are facing challenges. It's very convenient to point fingers. The point is, a party is made by its leaders. What did you do for the organization?
Well,
had
if you
Tamil Nadu.
read the letter of Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, he actually says that there were various recommendations he made for the party, and they were also adopted in the resolution by the party, but they were just thrown into a storeroom and they were never really implemented. That was never done, despite repeated reminders from his side. I'll come back to you, but Mr. R.P. Singh, the reason we discuss what is happening within the Congress party is not to bash a certain political organization which is going through a crisis, but the existence of the Indian National Congress is important for the simple reason that India is a multi-party democracy. A thriving opposition is very, very critical. But listening to Dr. Pooja Tripathi or various Congress leaders who have spoken today, the need for serious introspection, the need to look within and to change from within, to get democratic structures within the Congress party, perhaps that is completely missing.
See, look who's raising question for Ghulam Nabi Azad, toward Ghulam Nabi Azad. Pooja Tripathi ji would be around, I don't know, but the age Pooja Tripathi would have the sort of work Mr. Azad would have done for the Congress party. But yes, he is questioning the timing, he is questioning the questions she has raised, but not discussing the questions which has been raised by Mr. Azad. What he is saying, that the childish behavior of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, he is a grudge toward that, and that we've all seen on various accounts, he is right there when he says so. He is talking about a glaring immaturity, he is quoting his stances on that. We all seen that also. He is talking about the coterie of inexperienced sycophants. Probably Pooja Tripathi ji is one of them, that's why this is happening. And the last which he talks about is one of the key issues. I mean, talks about his decision being taken by PA and guards, or probably PA and guards are the roadblock between the leadership and the dynasty.
Yeah.
Well, this question was raised by Mr. Himata Vishwasa also. He said that I went to meet Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Mr. Rahul Gandhi was more busy with his dog than tending to me. He kept playing with his dog.
Yeah.
So this shows that what is Congress leading to. And then only out the crux of this whole of this is that Congress is ailing because of dynasty. And then till that time they get into the process of democracy, we also want Congress to be strong, Congress to be good party, and a party which was formed by the Britishers to manage the masses here. But yes, they are the opposition party here. We want opposition party to be strong, and then it should be democratically elected people should be there in the party. This was the question. Various leaders who are leaving Congress have been raising.
Mr. Anand
Mishra, give me a second.
Sure.
Give me a second. Sushmita Dev. I mean, there are Priyanka Chaturvedi also, who has left Congress and has joined Shiv Sena, or for many other leaders, who all of those who leave, they talk about there is no democracy within the Congress. Whether it was Shergill some time back, 3 days back, whether it was Shergill.
Yeah.